Hey everybody, it's Nathaniel Avila and we're reporting from Dallas County and who am I here with today?
Hey guys, it's Hanya.
What are we talking about today? I just told you.
The something Lake Monster.
The
I'm
Walgren...
so blind. You have to. My brain doesn't function that easily in 3 seconds.
You're not blonde. I know you're not blonde.
Hey, they don't know I'm not blind. Stop not. Hey, my mystery secret is just how it goes.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Okay, well, we're talking the Walgren Lake Monster. So, what do you know about this guy?
I don't necessarily know much about it. I mean, I guess I want to say probably equivalent to the Loch Ness Monster in Ireland.
Well, yeah,
Maybe?
because every lake in history needs to have a monster in it.
Of course.
That's how it is. Like, every single lake out there has a monster in it. Lake Worth has a monster. It's called the Lake Worth Monster. And every single other lake has a monster in it. And this one is in Hay Springs, Nebraska. So let's talk about it. So different accounts offer a wide-ranging descriptions of this creature. Now, one of the earliest and most famous accounts by a local man named J.A. Johnson described an animal that was dull gray or brown and similar to an alligator, but much larger and heavier with a horn between its eyes and nostrils. Now, Johnson and two others claimed to see the monster 20 yards away, and the men estimated the creature to be about 40 feet long. Now, other reported sightings claim that the creature was very similar to a very large catfish or a mud puppy. Now, the Nebraska State Historical Society reports that contemporary accounts believe Johnson actually saw was actually a large beaver. So what do you think? Do you think he saw a large beaver?
Sure. It's always what your eyes cannot understand with what you do. Large beaver.
I'm pretty sure it's a large beaver. So what do you think about this? What do you think about this monster's description?
It's interesting in itself.
Yeah. So let me show you a picture of a mud puppy, which is what a lot of people think is the monster. Is the Walgren Lake Monster. So yep, here it is. Here's an artist's engraving of a mud puppy. Pretty freaky, huh?
To be honest, it looks like, well, it looks like a land axolotl.
It does look like that. But I think this one's more scaly.
Well, scaly, but axolotls are amphibians. They can't be out of the water that long.
Yeah. So. Oh, yeah. So what would you think if you saw this thing and you're like, a monster? Would you be scared?
Probably not.
I mean,
I'm a weird person.
I mean,
remember,
yeah.
I don't know if you know, but I have snakes as my pets.
You have snakes as your pets? At least you're not a tarantula person.
I am. I love tarantulas.
No!
I really want one.
I'm scared of them. They're scary.
I'm so sorry.
They're so scary.
They are fluffy little babies.
They are fluffy little 8-legged monsters.
Just say, like the movie says, 8-legged freak.
I do not watch that movie because I'm afraid. Because I'm too scared. So,
I love that movie.
You watch that movie a lot? Okay, well, yeah, I mean, to be honest, this thing doesn't really look that scary.
No,
yeah.
But when you don't know exactly what it is, everything's kind of a monster until science gets into it.
That's true. That's what people thought about the Komodo dragon. That's what people thought about the okapi. That's what people thought about the platypus. All that stuff.
Platypuses are just weird in general.
Mm-hmm.
That's a freak of nature. It's a mammal, but it lays eggs,
mm-hmm.
and it's. What are you? Like, we have no. It has its own category, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's a mammal. I think it's classified as a mammal.
Yes, it is classified as a mammal. But yet it lays eggs.
That is weird.
Likes to be near water.
And it swims in water even though it's covered in fur.
Yes, and it has a duck bill. Like,
Is it?
what?
It has
Why?
web feet.
Yes. Okay, we're getting off topic. The monster.
Yeah, the Walgren Lake Monster. Alright, so the original legend of the Walgren Lake Monster claimed to be corroborated by Native American accounts of a similar beast inhabiting the lake. Now, the initial story of a lake monster which devoured livestock sparked curiosity throughout Nebraska and abroad, even reaching the London Times. According to some articles published at the time, unsuccessful efforts were made to capture the monster. In her 1935 biography, Old Jules, Mari Sandoz mentioned the monster and its notoriety. Sandoz claimed local fundamentalist Christians believed that the monster was created by Satan to test the faith of locals. Now, this is a line from the book, and it says, "The same devil that scattered the fossil bones over the earth to confound those of little faith could plant the sea monster among the sinners." That's right. You. That's right. The devil put the dinosaur bones there. Or something. Thoughts?
No thoughts at the moment. Just interesting to really think about how they want to explain everything.
You think the monster was created by Satan to test the faith or something?
I mean, isn't anything that you can explain heresy and by the devil?
I guess. I thought heresy meant you went against the fundamental beliefs of faith. I thought that's what heresy is.
Is it not Christian enough for you? That's why it's the devil's work.
I guess. So, as time went on, the legend of the monster evolved to include the supposed supernatural abilities of the creature. So, the July 1938 issue of the Federal Writers Project in Nebraska's Tall Tales monthly publication offered a description of the monster's massive size. Now, which reportedly caused the earth to tremble whenever he moved, such that the farmers become seasick for miles around. Now, the article went to claim that the monster came ashore daily to eat large numbers of livestock, and in doing so created a thick green mist which disoriented travelers in the area. So, what do you think?
I mean, possible, possibly not. I mean, that's how the whole story for vampire bats got kind of started. They would come and suck the blood of cows to get nutrients, but they never really did people.
Oh, yeah. But, so do you think this thing could, create a thick mist and stuff when it eats livestock?
I don't, unless they're in, like a school, like piranhas can undo anything put into their tank altogether.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they did that because they were starved. I think that's the only reason why they did that.
Well, maybe mist has enough, if they're amphibious, maybe mist and fog has just enough moisture for them to actually come out of the water.
Yeah, but they create the
air.
Mist. They create the mist.
Yes, so that they can come out of the water. They must still have to have water to survive. And mist and fog have just enough contents of water around that they can still survive.
Yes, that makes sense. So, in January 1962 edition of Outdoor Nebraska repeated the story as recorded in 1938, telling, specifically corroborating the disorienting fog. So that's what they're saying in 1962. Now, the 1962 article exaggerates the claims of the 1938 story further by claiming the group of Eastern innocents had fallen victim to the creature's earth-shaking and had been bounced from Hay Springs, Nebraska, over 100 miles away. I think it sounds like a little baloney. But what do you think? Do you think it was able to to bounce people 100 miles away?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Eating livestock, yes, but actually bouncing people away, we're borderlining on not quite there yet. I was like, no.
My dad could carry 100 pounds. Sounds like that's kind of like what that sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like, trying to embellish to make it sound cooler.
Mm-hmm. So, the legend of the Walgren Lake Monster was likely created and distributed by one John G. Mayer, a Nebraska politician and newspaperman, as a sensational story to sell more newspapers. So there you go. It was all an elaborate prank to sell newspapers. What do you think? You think you're skeptical that that's the case?
A little bit, a smidge.
Okay, so Mayer is known for several other hoaxes perpetrated in Nebraska, such as burying a cement casing of a buffalo soldier, which is like an African American cowboy.
Yes, I'm very aware of what a buffalo soldier is.
Oh, okay.
They have. If you've ever gone down to Austin, our state capital, they have actually still have buffalo soldiers come out to the Capitol.
Ooh, that's cool.
Mhm.
Now,
anyway.
Yeah. So the casing of a casting of a buffalo soldier in the archaeological site near Chadron, and claiming that it petrified man, claiming it a petrified man, sinking bags of soda. This is another prank he did. He sunk bags of soda in a hot spring and reported on the healing properties of the soda springs, and warning that the British Navy was sailing up the Mississippi and the Missouri rivers to punish Irish immigrants who supported the Irish Republic. So this guy was thinking of all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think he's capable of making up a lake monster?
I mean, that's what liars do.
They make up lake monsters?
Make up things.
Yeah.
But I still maintain that anything that is made up has a shred of truth into it. It's just been embellished by those who can't comprehend what's going on.
Oh, okay. You need like a massive galaxy brain to get. Yeah, I understand.
Make sure you have your towels, folks. You never know if you need a ride.
Mm-hmm. So regardless of... What are you talking about?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm so sorry.
I never watched that movie.
Oh, dear Lord.
But I have seen Galaxy Quest. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay. So regardless of the probable hoax, the village of Hayes Springs has embraced the monster as a local symbol, selling commemorative shirts and buttons, as well as creating a replica of the monster based on Johnson's original description of a green flotation material. So there's that. Yeah, and that's pretty much that's the story of the Walgren Lake Monster. So what do you think?
Well, truths become lies, lies become legends, legends get put on this podcast. So it could be anything. It's got some truth. I don't necessarily think the whole eating livestock portion is really believable. Definitely not moving someone from one section to another is believable. But I mean, sometimes we don't even know what's in our own oceans because no one can go as far deep as it goes.
Right. So you think that this thing is still, it might be there, it might be out there?
Oh yes, I believe it still could be out there, roaming around. What we could possibly have just saw was its babies, and not the actual full-grown.
Oh, okay. You think this thing could be bigger then?
There's a possibility. How big is the lake?
I don't know how big the lake is. It might be pretty big. It might be a pretty decently sized lake. But yeah, who knows what's in there? Maybe it's a lizard thing. But yeah, that's the story of the Walgren Lake Monster. She still thinks it's out there. I don't know. It might be kind of made up because we have like so many lake monsters, and this is just one out of a billion. So let's see. Maybe the science will have a breakthrough. Maybe it'll come out of hiding.
Yeah, maybe science might figure something out.
Mm-hmm. Like the chupacabra.
Yes, of course, like the chupacabra.
Yeah, they said it's just a type of dog.
Sure, it's a type of dog.
You don't think it's a type of dog?
No.
What do you think it is?
I don't know, but maybe we should make that the next podcast.
You want to do the chupacabra next? All right, let's do it. All right, let's do it. All right, so that's pretty much it for today. I've been Nathaniel Avila.
And I'm Hanyu.
And we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for listening to a Vision podcast, home of wacky talkies, The Kingdom, Evil Exists, and many more.